far as markets are concerned, 6 points higher, 8,342 for the Nifty, 8,342 looking in flat with a positive bias. Sensex up about 50 odd points. Ruchit Jain from Angel Broking now joins us. Ruchit, good afternoon. What's the view on Nifty? Markets refuses to correct?
Good afternoon, Pankaj. Pankaj, overall we have seen a good V-shaped recovery from the low of 7927 in last 6 to 8 trading sessions. What now we are observing since last 2-3 trading sessions is markets are just consolidating after this recent good amount of up move in very short term. So it's just a part of the uptrend. Still there are no signs of reversal neither on the Nifty nor on Bank Nifty and nor on any of the index heavyweights which represent top 8 to 10 heavyweights. So probably there is still no signs of reversal. Last 2 days we are just seeing the consolidation within this uptrend, and I think after this consolidation Nifty would resume its uptrend and move higher towards 8500. So we are still bullish on the Nifty. In fact, it seems that next couple of weeks itself markets would try and test this 8500 mark.
Right. So you would want to buy on the decline. Say if there is any gap down opening tomorrow, day after, you would want to buy into it?
Yes, definitely around 8300, which was the earlier resistance, that would act as a support now. So 8280 to 8300 is the support range. So in case if the market comes around 8300, I think one should look to buy Nifty futures at those level with a small stop loss of 80 to 60, expecting a target on the upside up to 8500. So I think the risk reward is still good for going long in Nifty. Look to buy around 8300 levels.
Right. How would you look at Nifty Bank from here on? 18,085, that's also had a very good rally.
Probably more or less both indexes have given similar sort of returns since last few days. Now Nifty, Bank Nifty probably moves more on what the heavyweight that is private sector banks does. Recently, although PSU banks have outperformed the private sector banks in last 1 or 2 weeks, but now again the private sector heavyweights seems to have resumed their uptrend. You see HDFC Bank, Kotak Bank, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, all these which are heavyweights, and mostly I think private sector constitutes more than 70% of the Bank Nifty. So all the private sector banks now are again showing strength, and it seems that this up move would continue in near term. So I think Bank Nifty itself would move higher, and on the upside around 18,350 is where the next resistance is placed. So I think even along with the Nifty, what we are anticipating it to move around 8500, Bank Nifty too would move higher up to 18,350.
Right. As far as ITC is concerned, what's your view? 247, 248?
Pankaj, ITC has been a good uptrend, forming higher tops and higher bottom. Again, today we are seeing a good amount of accumulation coming in the stock. Although I think this uptrend would continue and the stock again would move higher up to 258, 260 levels. But amongst this space, I think HUL has today has been outperforming the other peers in this sector. And I think even on the charts, HUL is better placed than ITC for short-term trading. So I think in case if you are looking to buy anything in this sector, then HUL would be more preferred over ITC from a trading perspective. The stock I think has potential to move up to 930, 940 zone in the short term. So even at current levels or any sort of dip, if we get in tomorrow's trading session again up to 905, 908 levels, I think one should look to buy HUL over here for target of around 930, 935.
So say if somebody buys it now around the 915 mark, what should be the strict stop loss?
Stop loss should be below 890 mark for target of 930, 935.
So after the recent up move, it's not that attractive, right? So you would wait for it to correct to 910 as you just said.
Yeah, around 910 actually it would give a good risk reward ratio. As I said, if we keep a stop loss of below 890 from current levels and for a target of 935, then definitely the risk reward won't be that much in favor. But if you get it around 910 again on corrections, the risk reward would become much favorable over there.
Right, and for ITC, not probably a trade, but what are the levels to watch out for?
ITC on the high side 255 to 258 range would be the resistance where it has previously also acted as resistance. Even in February 2015, about more than 1.5 years ago, I think the stock resisted around 259 to 258 levels, And recently, a couple of days ago itself, the high was around 258, 259, where again the stock has corrected. So it would be a major resistance around 258 for this stock to get crossed.
Any view on Sun TV? That's also seen a sharp surge of about 3% to 382 levels.
We are not very optimistic on Sun TV, although the stock is more volatile, more volatile than other stocks in the mid-cap space. The stock has good amount of resistance around 386, 388 range, so which is about 2.5% upside from current levels. Now, looking at the volatility, the stock gives 2.5%. One should not look to trade anything for 2.5% in stocks such as Sun TV. So definitely, in spite of today's up move, it would be recommended to avoid going long in this stock.
Right, and Z Entertainment.
Z Entertainment probably on the higher levels. I think again it is resisting around 455, 460. So just from trading perspective, the stock should trade in this range of 435 to 460 in short term. So in case if the stock comes to the higher end of the range around 460, I think from short term one can look to go short over there for keeping stop loss above 470. And if it comes again to the lower end of the range around 430, 435, one should look to book profits on short positions at those levels.
Right. You know, Bharat Forge has given a breakdown today, and clearly the June numbers that came in today came out as a surprise. 3% decline, 743. I think this is the previous level before which it really started to correct once it went below 745.
Broadly, I think the stock has now gone into a consolidation mode. Since the month of Feb itself, we have not seen any major trended action. Neither the stock has gone down significantly after 12th of Feb, neither it has shown much up move. The stock has been oscillating in this range of 700 to 800, 850. So I think now again, when the prices have already corrected, the stock is now trading at the lower end of this range. So near 700, if the stock comes again, it would become an attractive buy with a good risk reward ratio. So I think rather than going short at these levels, I would wait for about 3 to 4% further declines from current levels. If the stock comes to around 700, 705, probably keeping a stop loss below 680, it would be prudent to create long positions in this stock.
Ruchit, just stay on with us. We're taking a break. We're coming back in 2. Markets have slipped into the red, down about 4 odd points, but overall, absolutely flat. Markets are down about 7 odd points, so about 25 points lost in the last 45 minutes of trading. When we started the show, it was up about 22 odd points, so 30 points actually, to be precise. We were talking to Ruchit Jain. He's still with us. Ruchit, any view on Bharat Financial, or earlier known as SKS Microfinance? Do you think that's a stock which continues to be in an uptrend? We've got a couple of fundamental downgrades of late.
Pankaj, in spite of that fundamental downgrades, even which I have read, but the price action is not showing any bearish momentum. The stock had recently given a breakout from a rounding bottom pattern resistance, which was around 575, and once it had given a breakout above that 575, the stock had not shown any sort of corrective move. So I think this is a good uptrending move which is there in the stock. So in spite of whatever fundamental is there, till the price show any kind of reversal, I don't think that one should look to create any sort of bearish positions on the stock. Recent high around 780, 790. In fact, today's high is a minor resistance if I see the positional charts. But I think the way the volumes are coming in this recent up move, this resistance is likely to be breached, and the stock has potential to move higher up to 880 levels. So I think unless any signs of reversal seen on the charts, one should stay with the trend in this one, and on the higher side, the stock could go up to 880.
Right. How would you look at Hindalco? 127, 3% higher today, really not seeing any correction despite the markets going down 20-30 points of the day's high.
Here's another example of a trended move in a stock. So I think after the corrective move, which was around 89.90, the stock has again resumed the higher top, higher bottom formation. On the high side, 138, 140 I think is likely to be tested. The stock would resist over there and then again show some sort of corrective action from those levels. But as of now, the trend is positive. 138 is quite likely the stock should test in short term. After 138, probably I think one corrective move should come in for the stock. So those who are trading the stock from very short term perspective, stay with the trend with positive and trade with positive bias for targets around 138. And those who are looking for to buy this stock from about 6 months or more from investment perspective, I think wait for one corrective move. In the next corrective decline, probably use that buy on dips opportunity.
Right. As far as Vedanta is concerned, similar chart?
Yeah, more or less similar charts as we have been seen in Hindalco. So probably I think the trend still remains up in Vedanta also. Higher top, higher bottom formation is still that. Although comparatively Hindalco seems much better than Vedanta if I go by the volumes which were there in this recent up move. So if anyone is looking to pick up any one of those stocks among in this sector, then probably Hindalco would be more preferred over Vedanta.
Right, but both are looking strong. At least the trend on both the names is higher.
Yes, trend on both the names is higher, continuously higher top, higher bottom formation, and that too supported by good volumes. So on Vedanta, 148, 150 is quite possible, along with 138 what we can see in Hindalco in short term.
Right. As far as private banks are concerned, any view? Names like Yes Bank, IndusInd Bank, a little bit of correction in the last 10 minutes into these names. Any view on any of these names?
Among the private sector banks, we are positive on HDFC Bank. Probably we can see that the stock is trading around its all-time high. And even in recent trading sessions, when the prices have corrected, we have seen more of a sideways correction in the prices, which is more of a time correction rather than price correction. So that is a positive setup. Even Kotak Bank is trading in a rising channel. So higher top, higher bottom continuation of formation still continues in the Kotak Bank. Axis Bank prices corrected recently, but again on the up moves the volumes were higher, but on correction the volumes are lower. So that is again a positive sign for the stock. So amongst the private sector bank, I don't think that at this moment there is any sign of reversal that the prices would correct significantly. The trend is higher, and in fact in coming next week, I think private sector banks could be outperformer in the market. So go with the trend, look to buy amongst the sector, look to buy HDFC Bank, Axis Bank and Kotak Bank.
Right. As far as PSU banks are concerned, do you think they are better placed?
Yeah, PSU Bank, the positional chart looks positive since after this recent up move, on weekly charts they have formed a higher top, higher bottom. But I think the momentum readings are now in overbought zone. So either the prices would correct from here, or they would trade for a sideways in a range bound manner for next couple of weeks. So at this moment, from trading perspective, it's not wise to go long in PSU banks over here. Let some correction come, or let the prices go in a sideways momentum for 1 or 2 weeks. Then only probably again the next leg of up move would come in the stock. So one should approach buy on dip strategy in PSU banks rather than entering the stocks at current levels. Private sector bank from next 1 week perspective should provide better opportunity than PSU banks.
Right, Ruchit. Thank you so much for joining us here this afternoon. Hope to see you again quite soon. That was a technical view coming in from Ruchit Jain. We're taking a break. We're coming back in 2 minutes.